average power outage lasts between 8 and 10 hours, so is a gas generator really the best option now, or is it better to look at EcoFlow's new Delta 2 Max, which is loaded with features and options? Generators need constant maintenance like oil changes, spark plugs, expensive fuels, and more to keep them running, and also fuel treatments to treat ethanol and stabilizers to store it in the winter, which this can add up a lot over time, especially when you just want to keep your fridge cold and also the Wi-Fi going along with a few other essentials. The EcoFlow Delta 2 Max is a one-time buy and done. You simply turn it on, turn on the inverter in the back, and then plug in the essentials you want to power up and you're good to go. There is nothing else to it, like starting up a generator has to be done outside, and there's no guarantee that it'll always start. And once fired up, these need to be at least 15 to 20 feet away to prevent carbon monoxide gases from reaching your home. And if you live in an apartment or a duplex or something with a balcony, then you're running an extension cord in through a window or a slider, which can let in heat, cold, bugs, exhaust gases, and more, which this happens to become kind of a problem. The new Delta 2 Max will come in at a starting price of $1,899, but I always have discounts down below, so be sure to check those out. It has a capacity of 2,048 watt hours, and it's rated to handle a 2,400 watt consistent load and a surge of up to 4,800 watts, which is more than the gas generator, and can be charged in a little bit over an hour thanks to its extreme charging time, and can be charged with solar up to 1,000 watts with 500 from each input, which will charge this unit in just over 2 hours. This unit is also equipped with emergency power supply function with a 30 millisecond switchover. EcoFlow's new Delta 2 Max will come in at just over 52 pounds, which is very comparable to the Honda generator we just saw, which oil and a full tank of gas brings this in just a little bit heavier. When looking at the Delta Max, EcoFlow has some of the best screens in the industry, which gives lots of information. That little red icon, though, just means it's a beta test unit. USB-A outputs and fast charge units provide 12 or 18 watts, along with USB-C at 100 watts, and this whole DC section is turned on with this button. When looking at the back of the unit, this is where you'll find your solar input or DC input, and these can provide two different types of charging at different power levels, and it'll kick on at least at 11 volts, but you don't want to go over the 60 volt limit or it could damage it on either one of those. You do have your AC input along with the reset button and your auto or manual charging when it comes to AC, which you can do Extreme 1800, or you can change it in the app and then charge it at a preset level you desire. There are also 6 20-amp outlets to provide 2,400 watts of power controlled with a little AC button, along with 2 5521 barrel ports that can provide 38 watts of power and a 12-volt socket that can handle 126 watts at about 10 amps. The Delta Max is also equipped with 2 extra battery ports. This allows you to either double or triple the capacity, which doubling it can bring you over 4,000 watt hours and tripling almost 6,150 watt hours of capacity. And now with the Delta Max utilizing lithium iron phosphate batteries, this ensures that you'll get at least 10 years of service out of it before it drops down to 80% capacity. The extra battery is just slightly lighter and also a little bit smaller and contains a storage compartment so you can keep cables in, such as a smart cable. This is what allows you to hook up the extra battery to the Delta Max. You just simply plug in the battery into the extra battery ports and then they'll automatically talk to each other and it's ready to go. Now if I had one complaint, it would be the extra battery cables. These are a little bit rigid and stick out. I wouldn't mind seeing a flex cable or something that's more 90 degrees that kind of is a little bit more streamlined, but I'm sure they'll work on this and they'll have this out for later generations. Now, I will admit that I am a fan of their app. The app is actually one of the best out there with a lot of functionality and gives you a lot of information. You can already see the extra batteries plugged in and ready to go. Now, when you get the Delta 2 Max out of the box, you'll see some things like your warranty information, quick start guide, other options as well, along with an app you'll want to download, along with a black box, and this will contain your AC charging cable, along with your DC charging cable for a 12-volt socket. This will also have the XT60i connector, which is a little bit more special towards EcoFlow, and they'll also include another cable which has your 5521 barrel ports to allow you to charge up other types of items. Now when it comes to solar charging, you can use your own panels or use high-quality solar panels from EcoFlow like this 220 watt bifacial, which is actually pretty impressive with its numbers, or the rigid panels that they have that uses the same high-quality half-cut cells as this solar panel we have in the shop, which this is the same type that we put on homes and businesses and more. The Delta Max's dual input allows you to mix and match solar panels as well, which is kind of a big deal. This allows you to do 12-volt charging from your car, or use two different sizes of solar panels like a 100-watt or a 220-watt, or anything that can go up to about 60 volts, which could be in series or parallel. And after just kind of throwing these out here, if I had a better angle, I would probably get closer to 300, but right now we're doing just fine at 275 watts. Another benefit over EcoFlow's power station versus a gas generator is the ability to be ultra quiet. This won't disturb your young children or even your fur babies. When looking at the dB meter, this is less than a conversation, and I think the only thing that really bugged her is that I disturbed her nap. But when looking at the new Delta Max and how loud it is under full charge and a full load, this is considerably quieter than other models that they've released before. When using their Delta 2 that they just came out with as a comparison, this was actually considerably louder. I'm not sure what the difference is with the fans that they used or maybe the programming, but the difference is very noticeable, but it's only this loud when you have it charging on max. Now, EcoFlow always uses top quality inverters, so I wanted to see how efficient it was, so I did a 12-hour AC standby test. And after letting this sit for 12 hours with the AC inverter on and coming back 12 hours later, it only ended up using 8% of its capacity with the AC inverter on. A DC standby test was performed as well. I did the same test at 12 hours, came back a little bit later, and again, it only used 2% of the energy while on DC standby mode. These tests were also performed at about 60 up to 75 degrees. So how do you charge these when the sun is not out and the AC power is still off? Well, EcoFlow has their own smart generator which runs on propane or gasoline, which is much safer and easier to store. And all through a smart cable, it can automatically start and stop with the app in your phone, or you can start it or stop it manually. And this also charges much more efficiently as it charges through DC versus AC. Unlike other generators, this charges the unit up faster and more efficient, and then this can charge up the Delta Max in about an hour and a half, and then it can shut off and save precious fuel. Unlike a conventional generator, it has to continue to run no matter the load, whether it's high or low, burning up excess fuel and wasting money. EcoFlow's products can also be used in off-grid applications when combining with solar with your RV or maybe a van build. I was able to combine the Delta 2 Max Extra Smart Battery with the Delta Pro. I utilized this to power up my AC unit and more. It was able to keep my trailer cool during the day, and then utilizing the Wave 2 at night in my front bedroom. This was actually a great application and did very well. Now, EcoFlow does send some of these products to me for free to be able to test, and I have bought some of my own, like the EcoFlow Delta Pro. That one I bought on my own along with the smart generator. But if you're looking for kind of the perfect all-around power station or solar generator, however you want to call it, the Delta 2 Max is definitely something I would recommend to family, friends, and anyone else, because it's kind of got the most bang for your buck. It's not too small, it's not too large, it's expandable, it's part of the whole ecosystem that EcoFlow is creating. This is why I would recommend this one probably over the Delta Pro, because it is a little bit bigger, it's a lot more expensive, and it's also got enough power to where, like the EcoFlow River 2 Pro, may not have quite enough for everybody. The upgrades that they did to the Delta 2 Max, like the lithium iron phosphate batteries, dual solar input, and more, makes this probably a top buy for most people out there looking for a lot of the basic things that they want to power up when the grid goes down, for those essentials, or for portable power like when they are camping, little road trips, and more. If you are wanting to purchase one of these, definitely take advantage of the discount down below in the description. And I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to subscribe. Until then, I hope to see you next time.